Enter a world of enchantment, of enlightenment, Meg's Magical Mansion.
Come, whoever you are, to Meg's Magical Mansion, a virtual guest house for spiritual wayfarers, a place where the ordinary becomes magical, where wisdom is yours for the asking, and where your higher nature is just a wish away. Thanks for joining us here today at Meg's Magical Mansion. We have a very exciting episode planned for you today, don't we, Scallion?
Yes, we do. We're taking a look at Chapter 3 from the book Reality Transurfing by Vadim Zeland.
That's right, Scallion. So get ready, kids, because we're going to be taking a look at Chapter 3, and it's all about the Wave of Fortune. So stick around, because we're going to be surfing that wave. Well, Alice Poopers, I guess that means it's time again for Words of Wisdom. And today our Words of Wisdom come to us from the author of our book that we are studying, Vadim Zeland. And we're going to have a nice little quote about the Wave of Fortune. So sit back and relax. Here we go.
The wave of fortune is formed as an assemblage of lifelines that are favorable to you. The space of variance contains all things, including these gold veins. When you find yourself on such a line and get lucky, you can glide under inertia onto the other lines of the assemblage, where new, fortunate circumstances will follow. But if, after the first success, you once again strike a bad patch, then you have been hooked by a destructive pendulum which has taken you away from the wave of fortune.
Did you like that nice quote, Alice Poopers? That was very enlightening. And today we are talking about Chapter 3 from the book Reality Transurfing by Vadim Zeland. I'm going to link an audio version of Chapter 3 below, as well as a link to Amazon where you could purchase the book for yourself. So let's take a look and dive into Chapter 3, the Wave of Fortune. Let's catch that wave.
Let's jump right into Chapter 3 from the book Reality Transurfing by Vadim Zeland. And this chapter is called The Wave of Fortune. And in this chapter, Vadim Zeland talks about how the wave of good fortune is an accumulation of favorable lifelines in the alternative space. So picture that. A lot of favorable events piling up, cascading, coming together, accumulating in the alternative space. And if you remember from our episode a few weeks ago, the alternative space is an information field that is recording all that was, is, and ever will be. And that information field contains potential alternative scenarios to any event. If you didn't see that episode, I will link it at the end of this week's episode. You might want to go back and check that out. So as this cascade of good luck happens, more good luck will follow. It will cascade like dominoes falling, one after the other. But only if you allow yourself to become full of joy and joyful energy that you felt that was caused by that very, very first stroke of luck. So I think the key there is anytime you have a fortuitous event or something really fabulous happen, you want to capitalize on that. And you want to become just filled with joy with it. Just allow the joy of it to fill you up. And watch and see, and other events will start to follow. Other good fortune. You'll start to be lucky. Remember, destructive pendulums will try to coax you away from the wave of good fortune. And if you can overcome your dependence on pendulums, you can win your freedom. And if you didn't see our episode on chapter 2 about destructive pendulums, I will also link that at the end of this week's episode. You really want to check those 2 episodes out. So by taking on and transmitting negativity and pumping out negative energy, you really create your own living hell here on earth. And by accepting and transmitting positive energy, you can truly create your own heaven. And we've been talking about that here on the channel for a long time. How, you're going to get what you give. Whatever you expect, you're going to get it. So be careful what you wish for, because you're going to get it. Your thoughts always return to you like a boomerang. Whatever you put out there, you're going to get it back. That's why you don't want to focus on what you hate. The universe doesn't differentiate. It's whatever you're thinking about. If you think about how much you hate something, the universe doesn't attach emotion to things. It just hears the thing you hate, so it gives you more of it. So fill your mind up and fill your body up and fill your spirit and life and soul up with things that you want. Pendulums cannot throw you off the wave of fortune once remembering all of that has become a habit. Once remembering to live that joy and experience that joyful heart all the time and express that gratitude for anything and everything. That habit of remembering is developed through consistent practice. So by living your life with positivity, by looking for the little glimmers of gratitude and good fortune anywhere you can find them, by really focusing on that joyful heart for anything, even if it is just a little dandelion growing in the crack on the sidewalk. Find that joy, find that gratitude, and watch how you can catch that wave of good fortune and slide onto these beneficial lifelines that you want to be on, where events start to cascade your way and you start to be able to manifest everything you desire. So good luck catching that wave of good fortune.
So, as you saw, in chapter 1, we learned about the alternative states, that there are other realities and choices we can be making. In chapter 2, we learned about those crazy pendulums. And remember, those are not like the pendulums we use for divining our book study chapters 1 and 2. Please go back and check them out. I really found that one on pendulums very interesting. If you've ever had to deal with a government agency, you've dealt with the pendulum. A large corporation, if you've worked for one or had to call their customer service, you've dealt with a pendulum. The main goal of a pendulum is they just want to suck your energy. And today we hope you learned a little bit more about how to catch the wave and slide yourself onto a lifeline that is advantageous to you. This is a big part of reality transurfing, is to be able to slide onto that wave of fortune and get yourself onto a lifeline that is exactly where you want to be. Remember, in the words of Buddha, 1,000 candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. So thank you for sharing your time and energy with us here today at Meg's Magical Mansion. If you had a good time, why not give us a like? You can subscribe, and you can always check us out on the old Instagram. And don't forget, we have chapter 4 all about balance, and that's coming up next week. So till then,